Hey guys, wanted to come to you talk about wholesaling and dealing with attorneys' offices or title companies. I know a lot of people have questions about attorneys' offices, title companies. What's the paperwork or whatever, the legal aspect of this wholesaling thing. So, just wanted to come answer some questions, talk to you guys about the paperwork side, the attorney's office side of the wholesaling. Um, and if you're new to the channel, I'm Byron Scott. This is the 9 to 5 Wholesaler Show, where I'm trying to help 100 people with a 9 to 5 start wholesaling real estate so they can live life on their own terms. So, um, when I first started wholesaling, dealing with attorneys' offices, first of all, the way to find the attorney's office is, well, the way I did it was I went on Facebook groups and I just typed in, or I typed in what, or I posted rather, what's the best, wholesale attorney in whatever particular place, Atlanta. And then people just start hitting me up with different attorneys' offices. So I called the attorney's office like, hey, I have a contract that I would like to close with you guys. I'm a wholesaler. What all kind of documentation or whatever do you need from me? Right. So the thing is, a lot of these attorneys' offices, they deal with wholesalers all the time. So when you call them up, they're gonna know you tell them you're a wholesaler. They know what you're doing, right? And if they don't know what you're doing, you need to go to a different office. So they know what you're doing. That they're gonna know what to tell you that you need. So they're gonna tell you what you need, you know, and then the only thing you're really gonna need to do is send them the A to B contract, right, which is contract between you and the seller. And you're gonna be need to send them the assignment contract where you assign your rights to the AV contract to a buyer, or a B2C contract where you are now selling that property to the end buyer, right? The other thing you want to ask the attorney's office is, do they have pass-through funding, or do they use the end buyer's fund to fund the entire transaction? You got to ask them that, right? Because, well, I mean, unless you just got money to purchase that property like that, but you want to make sure the end buyer's fund is being used for the transaction, so that you don't have to bring any money to the table, right? So that's what you want to ask them. Uh, you want to make sure you got the correct email that you need to send the paperwork to. You get the correct email, you send the paperwork um, to the attorney's office. And then the thing is, ask them also, like, hey, look, this transaction is set to close on this date. Will you all be able to process everything in order to close on that date? They would never guarantee you, but they're gonna say it depends on the title, this and that. But you ask them, hey, if there's no title problems, there's no problems with title, will we be able to close on this date? Right? You know, make sure of that, right? Because if they're not, you need to make sure that you're able to give the seller about what's going to be the actual closing date, the buyer about what's going to be the actual closing date. And the thing is, you don't want to have to change anything, right? You want things to be able to go smooth. So, they can't do what you need them to do by the closing date. Then maybe you got to find an attorney's office. But you need to, like I said, send them all the contracts, any addendums, amendments, whatever you made to the contract, um, and send that over to them along with the seller's contact information, the buyer's contact information, and stuff like that, in an email. Um, and then they get it. They're gonna run title and stuff like that. And really, that's all the paperwork you need. You need the contract between you and the seller. And if you looking for a contract, need a contract. They're real simple contracts, man. Everybody, oh, contract, I don't know what to do. Like, I thought the same thing, like, oh, big contract. Dude, simple stuff, man. You can go check out my YouTube video about seller contracts, right? The seller contract on my YouTube video use same thing as buyer contract. I was confused on that at first. Like, I was looking up videos and Flipman videos, like, oh, they got a seller contract, but where's the buyer contract? Well, that seller contract, you turn around and use the same thing for the buyer. right? It's a double. That's if you double closing, right? So you basically fill out the same contract. You in the A to B contract, the seller of the owner of the property is the seller. You are the buyer, right? And then in the B to C contract, you are the seller, and the end buyer, right, is the buyer, right? So that's the difference. You just fill out the same contract, just replace yourself, make sure you change the prices, and then leave the rest of the stuff the same, right? So that's what you do when you double close. When you assign it, you got the A to B contract, and then you got write up an assignment contract. I also have a free assignment contract on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. Go through and talk you guys through how to fill out an assignment contract. So that's all the paperwork stuff, man. So all that paperwork stuff I show you how to do. You fill it out, bam, 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 and get it over to the attorney's office with the seller's information, buyer's information. And a lot of times buyers don't want to use their attorney's office. I mean, that's cool. You can use it. I like to find my own and use my own, right? Establish my own relationship with the attorney's office, title company. That way, I build that rapport and they're kind of working for me, right? The buyer wants to use their own because they want them to be working for them, right? A lot of times they want to be able to access any information about the transaction that they need to. Sometimes though, like if you don't know a particular area or whatever, go ahead and go with the buyer's closing attorney. Most of the time it's faster, simpler, quicker that way. He dealt with them. He know what they expect. They know that he legit, stuff like that. Now if the seller want to use their title company or closing attorney, I'm like, no, right? No, I'll be using mine, right? Because seller the same way. They may have somebody that's connected to that attorney's office and they trying to get inside information or what's going on with this transaction. They tell, hey, look, this guy, he doing this, so he making this. Oh, are you letting him make this? No, I'm using my attorney's office. Sir, we close with, Wiseman Law. That's who we close with, period. Right? It's like, unless it's like a humongous deal. Well, if it's a humongous deal, then, to use the attorney's office, it may bust up the deal. But I'm just saying, unless they absolutely force you, I'm definitely going to be using my own title company. So that's what I would say as far as what title company you use. I went on Facebook, asked them around. If you in Atlanta, I would use Wiseman Law. They all good. But there's a lot of them that's good in Atlanta. But anyway, so that's what you send to them. Those are the contracts. Like I said, it's all on my YouTube channel. Stay on top of these attorneys' offices. Make sure you constantly following up. Hey, are we going to be able to close on by the closing date? Is title already ran? Is anything wrong with the title? Are we set for closing? Right? Just continue to ask them questions. When are we going to be set for closing? When are we going to be all clear for closing? You have to keep asking that because, dude, when I first started out, I missed out on a $20K deal when I first started out, man. I felt so bad because the title company, the attorney's office, they drug their feet and it caused the transaction not to happen. We were supposed to close in like 2 weeks. They said, yeah, we'd be able to do it. But I didn't continue to hit them up and say, hey, are we ready to close? Ready to close? Ready to close? We got to the closing date. We had the money in place, everything. The closing attorney wasn't ready to close. So the seller at that point, they were outside of the contract, right? And then they went and sold their property to somebody else, which I was out of 20K at that point, man. It was a 20K deal. So, man, I'm telling you, you got to stay on top of the attorney's office. Because, like, when you don't close on time, the seller, they think that you ain't got the money. They think it's you. You know what I'm saying? So, you just have to stay on top of it, man. You have to stay on top of these attorney's offices and make sure that you get into closing on time or before time, right? These days, it's like, you better close that junk early because somebody else is coming after your deal. I'm telling you, man. It's like, you get somebody in the contract, man, close that mug as fast as possible, because a lot of times people come in behind you and be offering this or offering that, or you get a memorandum of contract, written up through the attorney's office, and that way, you go through the county or whatever. That way, that person can't sell their house to somebody else, or sell, and it basically, cloud the title. That's what it's basically gonna do. It's gonna cloud the title. So that title, they get on a contract with somebody else, they run the title, they're gonna be able to see that, oh, this person's on a contract with somebody else. So that's what I would do. You want to make sure your deal closed, get the contract to the attorney's office, make sure you put down the earnest money, and make sure you file a memorandum of contract with the county or whatever. You can ask the attorney's office how you do that or whatever, and they should be able to point you in the right direction at least. So that's what I would say. That would be my advice with the attorney's office. Just make sure you stay on top of them. It's better to get a good attorney's office than to mess with these messed up attorney's offices, man, that make you lose 20K, So that's what I would do, man. Get a good attorney's office that's professional. It's worth the money too. Like, I mess with attorney's office that may cost more, but it's because they more professional, right? They make me look professional, right? It gives the seller a better experience, right? So, I've been with attorney's offices that said my seller showed up to close it, and they told her, "Oh, nah, the buyer can't buy your property anymore." It's like, what? Are you kidding me? Seller leave the attorney's office. I'm like, oh my God, you about to mess up a deal because the attorney's office told the seller, no, the day he showed up for closing, buyer can't buy it. What? There's no closing. What? Crazy, man. Also had the attorney's office email the seller, like, I forgot what it was going on. I was emailing them and I was asking them questions, and the attorney's office emailed the seller and was like, hey, the transaction's been terminated. And I was like, what? It was like, dude, it was crazy. I just asked some questions like, hey, can we close on this date or whatever? They emailed the seller. Well, I guess because they couldn't do that, they emailed the seller. It's like, hey, contract's been terminated. I'm like, what? It's like, dude, you gotta watch out, man. Some of these attorneys offices, they'll talk to the seller. They'll say crazy stuff. It's like, you gotta be careful out there, man. That's why I say it's better to get a professional attorney's office that won't be messing up your deals. That won't be telling the seller all this craziness. So that's what I would say, man. Mess with professionals, good attorney's office. That's what everything you do in business, man. Mess with the pros. Like, there's a reason they the pros. There's a reason they legit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do, man. I would mess with them. I would mess with them. That's what I would go with, to do my transactions, man. Try to find the best and mess with them, right? May cost you more. At the end of the day, it'll be all worth it, right? It'll be all worth it. So let me see, man. Y'all got questions? Go ahead and ask, man. I'm finna go over here in the comments. A said, yo, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Happy wholesaling, bro. I'm out here DMD right now. That's what's up, man. Yeah, happy wholesaling, man. I say here for the gems, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all what I do, man. What I've been through, what I've done, stuff like that. So, that's what it's all about, man. Just let people know what's really going on out here in these streets. Man, got a cough or something, man. But yeah, man. Just letting people know what's really going on, man. Like a real dude out here really doing deals. It's still crazy to me, man. Every single deal that I do is crazy because I just think about, man, I had done no real estate transactions 2 years ago, and now it's like I've done about 100 real estate transactions, which is crazy. I just remember doing like 10 a month. I remember having 10 transactions in 1 month. And it was like, dude, this is out of control. It's like, dude, it's crazy, man. But yeah, dude. Um, say, bro, you doing DoorDash on the side, Instacart, where you first started off looking to add more income to buy leads besides W2. Yeah, no doubt, man. Shoot, when I first started out, man, I was doing Papa John's, man. Papa John's, working at Papa John's to make extra money, man, to buy leads, to get software and stuff like that, man. Working at Papa John's. I talk about like how I found a deal working at Papa John's, man. I was working at Papa John's. Seller was interested in selling. They were like, hey, you got to deliver this piece. I'm like, shoot, cut by the seller house, man. Took my top off, took my hat off, changed my shirt, changed my shirt, man. Went and talked to the seller, got pictures of the inside, went, jumped back in my car, went around the corner, put my top back on, put my hat back on, put my shirt back on, went and delivered the pizza, man. So end up closing that deal, made 4K, man. So crazy, even on the side hustle getting deals, man. So yeah, man, that's the thing. Many people say, oh, I ain't got enough money. Why you can't do this for free? Like, stop looking for free stuff, man. Money ain't nothing but paper, right? They print it every day, dude. Like, they print money, dude. It's out there. Go get it. It's like, dude, you're going to really let paper stand in the way of you and what you really want. It's like, dude, go get that paper, man. They giving it, like, dude, it's out there, man. Go work at, like, dude, all you gotta do, you can work at Papa John's, Uber Eats, Instacart. Like, it's so much crap that you can do these days to bring in extra money to then turn around and buy leads, right? So it's so much crap you could do, man. Like, dude, just go get the money, man. You cannot let that little money stop you from getting where you really want to be, right? So, let's see what James will say. What's up, Byron? How's your house been going that you're building? Oh, it's going good, man. I got to drop another video. I'm actually going over there to check it out soon. And I'm going to drop another video, man, because I think a lot of stuff been done to it. So, man, what's your schedule, bro? Doing all of that. Dude, my schedule, shoot, man, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm thinking, man, I need to start waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Uh, because it's just better that way. Like, I'm up way before anybody else. Like, dude, ain't nobody even thinking about being up at 4 o'clock in the morning, So I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, man, and it's like focus, dude, just focus and getting stuff done, man. The back office stuff, paperwork stuff, responding to people that I can't respond to at that time in the morning. But dude, just some of that back office stuff, man, and a lot of paperwork stuff, and looking over stuff and just thinking, right? Thinking and just trying to get better, man. Reading books, praying, like, dude, reading the Bible. It's like, dude, just that focus, man. I need that. Like, dude, I just had a kid, so waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I've been slacking, but now it's like I'm back 4 o'clock in the morning. I need to wake my butt up and get to work on me. It's like, dude, because I swear, man, that's all I did for like the last 8 years, is working on me. Like, I came such a long way in that time because I was working on me. That's why I just like exploded. It's like once I actually got into the business, it exploded because it was all the stuff I had been learning over those 8 years that finally was able to come out. They're like, dang, why you was able to do that? Cause, dude, I've been in the daggone fire for 8 years trying to learn this crap, man. It was like, oh, why you do this? Dude, I was studying for 8 years. It's like, dude, most people go to college for 4. I went to daggone studying real estate for 8. It's like, dude, so I came out and I'm like, shoo, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking off because, dude, I've been trying to do this thing for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, that's crazy. But yeah, I wake up at 4, get to work doing all that. And then by the time 8 roll around, shoot, I'm actually looking at my trucking business, make sure my trucking business is straight, that we got loads and all that stuff. I'm done with that, probably about 10 or so. And then straight real estate. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that, I'm just overseeing, making sure that we doing our marketing, making sure that we calling people back, following up, making sure that, stuff that need to be disposed is disposed, checking on the transaction, make sure everything good. But I got a transaction coordinator, got a disposition manager doing dispo, got an acquisition manager on my acquisition. So I feel real good about it, man. So yeah, that's kind of how it goes. And then shoot around, late on in the evening, I pick my kid up from school, and rest of the day I'm with the fam, man. So it's like it's good life, man. It feel real good, man. So I'm excited about it. But anyway, so when you pick in the market, do you stick with the medium home price or just go off? I go everything off the buyers, dude. Everything is off the buyers. And man, dude, I'm dropping the course Friday, right? I'm dropping the course Friday, man. You gotta come pick it up. Like, dude, I'm dropping the course Friday, pick it up. I'm putting buyers in there, dude. And if you get in that mastermind, you about to get hooked up. Right? It's like, dude, you basically gonna be me, right? You basically gonna go be able to go and be me, like literally go and do exactly what I'm doing with the people that I'm doing it with. So, man, I ain't afraid to give it away, man. So, if you get in that mastermind, dude, you ain't even gotta watch another video because it's, dude, you gonna at least be me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna at least be me, and dude. And I think I'm charging 1,500 for that mastermind, man. 1,500, but it's like, dude, I'm charging you 1,500, but if I swear with the stuff I'm giving you, if you don't make 100 grand, you ain't even trying, dude. It's like, dude, I promise you, if you don't make 100 grand in a year, you spend 1,500. If you don't make 100 grand in a year, you ain't even trying, dude. I swear you ain't even trying. So it's like, dude, you cannot be trying if you just ain't trying. That's just no way. It's just no way. So it's just no way. Anyway, saw your video you made about truck driver turning wholesale motivational. Yeah, man. Uh, Truck driver turning wholesaler. Yeah, my guy Ty, man. Ty was up in this thing earlier. But yeah, man, he was truck driver. He still drive the trucks, man. He's wholesale the deal, man. So Ty, man, getting heavy in the real estate. And the funny thing is, like, I do real estate, and I'm like, shoot, that trucking look good, man. So I bought me a truck. I'm in a trucking company. That thing rolling. So first month I made net in my pocket after paying everything, made 8K. So I'm like, shoot, 8K good. It's like, dude, that's gonna pay the rent. It's like, so I'm good with that, man. So I'm gonna keep rolling with the trucks, man. Try to build it up. I was like, so one truck can make 8K a month. How much I need to do to get it to 100K a month. If I get 12 trucks, I probably make 100 grand a month. Crazy stuff, man. Let's do it. I'm all about it. So, but anyway, so how would you say the market is right now? The market is in a seesaw, man. It's up and down, it's back and forth, it's in and out. You don't know, it's coming and going. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it's slicing down, like it's going, And then some people like, oh, I'm gonna wait, I ain't gonna sell. So you got people being tough and not wanting to sell. You know what I'm saying? But you got to find the people who need to sell, right? It's like, those are the people that you can get a deal out of these days. Like before, people weren't necessarily even looking to sell, but because they can get so much money, that motivated them to sell. Right now, you're not going to give people enough money to motivate them. Right? They're going to have other motivation to sell. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to take a lot of people out of the market to sell. But still, there's a lot of buyers that exit the market too. There's a lot of buyers that's not buying. There's still people that's selling, but the buyers have went down even more drastically than the people that's selling. So I say it's gonna take a little bit for everything to pan out. Like you're gonna start seeing people not want to sell right now. They're gonna tell you, "No, I need more money right now," and then a couple of a month later, 2 months later, they're gonna come back to you. Or you follow up and then they're gonna come back and say, yeah, I take it. You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta see that, yeah, that is the market. Yeah, it is bad. Yeah, prices is going down. You know what I'm saying? They gotta see it. And Ryan Pineda said this on one of his videos that people are thinking, the buyers and the sellers are basically thinking different right now. The sellers are thinking, yeah, things are great, and hoping that the prices stay high, while the buyers are thinking, nah, things are going down, and they see that and they're seeing that the prices are going low. So what has to happen is they have to get on the same page. The sellers have to think that the prices are going low, and the buyers have to think the prices are going low. Just like before, the sellers thought the price was going high, and the buyer thought the price was going high. So the buyers were bidding even higher, right? So when the sellers come to the realization that things going down, prices will be lower, then the buyers will be able to buy their property at that low price because they think the same thing, right? The thing is, the buyer sentiment is gonna have to it's gonna have to force the sellers to have that same idea of, yeah, it's low, right? Once they keep getting low offers, like I'm having people that's like, you know, I'm giving them offers and they go into the market. You know what I'm saying? They put it on Zillow. I had this guy, I think we offered him like 240, and he was like, nah, I can get 315. We were like, come on, dude. So he went and put it on the MLS. Well, we put it on MLS, he getting no offers, no offers, no offers, no offers. He come back to us, hey, y'all can do 285. No, man, we can do 240, dude. You better hear him take it before it go down. I'll just say it's like, people have to come to the realization, like, they hard headed, man. We trying to tell you. It's like trying to tell people, it's like they hard headed. I had one that I told y'all about. It's like I had offered them 280, right? They're like, nah, they put it on the market for 296. Didn't sell. They brought it down to 286. Still ain't sold. I'm like, dude, you could have had 280 already. Now you done paid gonna be 3 months of the mortgage, right? When you could have already had 280 and been gone, right? Crazy. And when they buy it, you're gonna pay some type of closing costs or something, realtor fees, something. You ain't gonna walk away with 286, even if you got the full price, which you ain't, because you've been sitting out there. So it's like, dude, you could have had 280 cash in your hand. Now you ain't gonna have none of that, right? So craziness, man, craziness. It's like, dude, these people have to get hit upside the head before they come to their senses, right? Had another one that was at 325, and then lady was talking about then we offered her 270. She was like, nah, right? She went off. Next thing you know, she came in, hey, that 270 still good. It was still good, but I should have said, no, 260. But I didn't even do it like that, man. I went on ahead and did the 270, got out of there, 20K deal. It was still all good, man. So yeah, man, it's just, man, people just gotta, it's just crazy, man. People gotta come to their senses. Sellers gotta come to their senses. How much is Mastermind? 1,500, man. 1,500, and I'm gonna give it all to you, man. You know what I'm saying? All the papers that I got, all my processes, my procedures, show you how I go through and do everything. Most importantly, I'm giving you buyers, man. Like, I'm gonna give you a set of buyers, and you're gonna be able to, take their stuff, what they buy, search for it. You're gonna know how to text them, call them, how you gonna know how to hire VAs, right? You're gonna know how to train your VAs. You're gonna have a Podio system that's automated, giving you a Podio system that's automated, sending out contracts by the click of a button, right? Send out emails to sellers by a click of a button. Send out emails to your buyer at a click of a button. Dispo your properties at the click of a button, right? So being able to do all that, man, just basically I'm basically giving you my whole system. You are basically becoming me, right? It's like, and dude, all you need to do is just Text the people. They respond to you. You do what I told you to do, and then you're gonna get deals. Like, you will make 100 grand if you actually do something. And even if you don't make 100 grand, let's say you completely fail and you don't make 100 grand, you make 50 grand. You pay me 1,500, learn everything I know, and you're gonna make 50 grand off of it, right? It's crazy. That's a complete failure, by the way. Dude, so just saying, man, it's crazy. And I know, like back in the day, like I would think, man, it's crazy. Like I thought Keith Everett, oh man, $5,000 to go to this 2 day, man. That's crazy, man. There's no way. Nah, nah, nah. I shouldn't do that. Shoot. I'm telling you, man, that $5,000, I end up making 100K. That propel take off, right? That $5,000 ended me up with being able to build this trucking company, buy a brand new house, buy my mama a house. All that stuff came true because I spent $5,000, right? And I'm just saying, it's like people scared to spend the money, but it's like, dude, it's worth way more than that. People can't wrap their mind around that though. Back in the day, I could not wrap my mind around that. I still be wrapping my mind, but like I saw Maxwell talking about that. Hey, you can come spend a day with me. I'm gonna teach you my system, and we're gonna go to a basketball game. $5,000, right? I'm like, shoot, that's worth $5,000 because I guarantee you're gonna be able to. He doing something that you're gonna be able to take, and you're gonna make way more than $5,000. There's just no way that he ain't doing nothing that you can't take and make more than $5,000 with it. Guarantee you make more than $5,000. So I'm just saying, man, and it's a different level of thinking, right? That you get around these people and you see stuff, like you see it, like you see that little thing that happened. And when I went to Keith Everett 2 day, when he said, like, the difference between me and you is that I pulled more lists. I pulled more lists and I contacted more sellers. All you need to do if you're doing deals is increase it, right? Spend more money on buying lists. Spend more money reaching out to people and automate that. Automate that part, right? That way it happened automatically, right? When I did that, take off, right? Start sending out more offers, more. That Podio system that I took from him, start sending out offers like crazy, man. Start getting offer sign like crazy. Start getting buyer offers like crazy. Start getting buyer sign like crazy. And next thing you know, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand. It's like, dude, stupid. Oh man, it's stupid, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And I know, like, dude, 2 years ago, I would not believe me. I'm telling you, man, 2 years ago, I would not believe myself. It's like, that's how much doubt, that's how much limited mind, limited thinking was up here in me, right? I was skeptical of everything. Now it's like, dude, I can see a little bit further, right? It's like, because I took that step. You blind and you take that step. Like that $5,000 I spent to go to his 2 day. That was blindly taking a step. And when I took that step, the door opened up. And I was like, oh my God. It's like, I was sitting there at the thing. You can go pull up the video. I was sitting there, the video because I talked at his event and they recorded it. They posted it on IG. I said this when I heard somebody say, I was like, dude, I can take that and make $1 million, right? I literally took it and boop, million, just like that. It's like you hear it and you're like, man, if I just did, I could make a ton of money doing it that way. It's like you see it. It's like open your eyes, like, dang, I can't wait. Like, I was sitting right there at the thing, jumping right into it. It's like I know I can make money doing it that way. It's like that right there gonna blow me up. It's crazy stuff, man. So what changes that you made since the market shift? Finding different buyers, finding different buyers, just educating the sellers on what we could do, right? Those are the biggest two things: finding buyers that are buying, educating the sellers on what we could do, major follow up, continuing to follow up, finding out what's really going on, right? And just keep following up, man. That's the biggest thing. Follow up, follow up, follow up. Figure out what's going on. Figure out what's going on. Figure out what's going on. Build relationships. Build relationships. Build relationships. It's all about your relationships at this point, man. When things get tight, build these relationships up with buyers, with sellers, with attorneys' offices. Just talk to people, check on people. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. Bring people into my team. Like I brought somebody into my team from somewhere. They shit went down, and I brought them onto my team, man. Now they helping me make money. So that's what I'm saying, man. Connect with people, build. Right? It's time to be greedy. Go out there and do more deals. Right? So yeah, man. But shoot, man, I'm finna get out of here, man. Gave y'all 35 minutes. I thought this was good, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, asking questions. Somebody said, when does course come out? Course come out on Friday, man. On Friday, the course is coming out, man. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm only taking 10 people in the mastermind. So when that thing open on Friday, man, jump in there. Like I said, dude, especially this first group, man, I'm gonna throw all kind of stuff at them, man. It's like, dude, I'm just gonna give it up. It's like, dude, if you believe, because like there's 10 people who gonna jump in there and believe that I can really help them. You know what I'm saying? And that's, to me, that's like, dang, you believe that I can help you like that, and I know I can. So I'm definitely gonna try to make those people succeed, right? You gotta think, if you're the first 10 people that jump in this thing, I'm gonna want you to succeed. Like, dude, I'm gonna do everything I can to help you, right? To make you feel like, dang, yeah, that was worth that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm gonna do. And like, that's what I'm all about, man. Like, I'm gonna give it up, So, man, I'm excited about it. I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure you share my content, man. There's 9 people on here, man. Make sure you like the video, share the content, put it out there, let people know what's going on, stuff like that, man. I always share all my content, man. Y'all see it on my IG, my TikTok, whatever it's at, YouTube. Share this junk, man. Y'all people that ride with me, y'all know y'all ride with me, Jamie Buck. Y'all know y'all ride with me. Share this stuff out there, man. Like my stuff. I appreciate y'all. Peace out, man.